What's up, beautiful people? My name is Lou and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm going to get straight into it and we're going to talk about the 5 money habits that changed my life significantly. So let's talk about it. Number 1, budgeting. Every dollar needs a mission. So you're not spending your money all willy-nilly and you understand where it's going, because this will help you plan for retirement, investments, that vacation that you want to take, pretty much anything for that matter, whatever it is. Planning will allow you to break the cycle of living above your means. It will break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck because you understand where your money is going and what you need it to do. And if you feel like you can't break it for some reason, you're wrong. It doesn't matter how much you make. All it matters is that you're putting that money to good use towards the long run. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2, opening a high yield savings account. Let's say you have a regular savings account. It has an annual percentage yield of like 0.01. So you get like ain't shit, nada. Zilch, essentially, for having all that money in your savings, not working for you, not doing anything, just kind of sitting there. And it sounds cool because you're still putting money towards it, still building, but if you have it in high yield savings account, it could also help build itself and compound over time as you continue to add money towards it for whatever goal you're trying to hit. So an example would be, let's say you have $5,000 in a regular savings account with an APY of 0.01. That means throughout the entire year, you'd probably get like 50 cents. So you'd probably get close to like 4 or 3 cents per month just having that in there. Now, if you have a high yield savings account with the APY of, let's say, 3.20 with 5K in there, for the year, you made 160, which is essentially around $13.33 for doing absolutely nothing. So that's why it's number 2 on this list. So that brings us to number 3, request an increase on those credit cards. Now, hear me out. You're probably thinking, for what? I don't need the extra money. I'm not going to spend all this money anyways. So what's the point of increasing it? And touche, I agree with you. But there is a big factor when you do it. Requesting an increase on your credit cards every 6 months actually helps you rather than hurts you. Most times when you request, it doesn't knock or like do a hard inquiry or anything against you. However, if it does, it'll specify like, hey, you requesting it could do blah, blah, blah. But most times you don't get dinged negatively just for requesting an increase. It'll probably just say, hey, we appreciate you asking, but not at this time. So when you increase your credit, it then in the back end increases your utilization rate, which is very essential for when you're building your credit. Let's say you only have one credit card, and right now that credit card has $1,000 on it. So that means you could only use 30% of your utilization rate. Ideally, it's recommended to not spend more than 30% your utilization rate. So $1,000, 30%, that leaves you with $300 worth of spending. Now, if you go over that, then technically you're over the 30% utilization rate. And if your statement gets sent up, the credit card overlords will be like, oh, wow, this person's using too much money. You know, it could tread into, oh, they're going to use all the money I allocated to them on this card. So it's not really a good thing. It can ding you and lose some points on your credit score. But now, if you increase it, and let's say they give you a new line of $2,500, you're not going to spend $2,500. You're probably still going to spend around the $200 to $300 range, because maybe you're just using it for snacks, food, gas, and like just dining out here and there. So now that $2,500 at 30% leaves you with $750 to spend. Now, if you spend less than $750 when your report gets sent up, it's going to show that you're way under that 30%, and that actually helps your score, because once you stay in a threshold, I think it's 0 to 9, 10 to some other number, and then the ending bracket between, I think, like 20 and 30%. I'm not sure. So yeah, it helps you in the long run building your credit, because it keeps you in the green rather than saying like, hey, I'm spending all of my money on this credit card, I might be irresponsible. And that's how they're going to essentially look at it. So to avoid that, you just request it every 6 months. It doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt anybody, but it helps you, so why not? And you can just do it right from your phone. Don't have to go to a bank, don't have to call anyone. You just have the app on your phone and just apply away. So if that makes sense, we're moving on to number 4. So number 4 kind of is a hit or miss. I wasn't sure if I wanted to add it on this list, but I know it benefited me in terms of my habits that I changed, and it's utilizing your cashback and rewards. This is definitely one of those things where you kind of have to pay attention to your credit cards, whether it's a cashback rewards card, or maybe there's some type of like bonus that you get. For example, there's a credit card that says, hey, during the month of January to March, whenever you shop at a grocery store or a gas station, we're going to give you this much more back in money. So maybe you just shop with that card during those specific months so you can utilize the rewards and get more back. Or another alternative is if you have a certain credit card like Capital One. I have a Capital One credit card and it has this app called Capital One Shopping. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I just happen to use it a lot whenever it's convenient because I get money back, and who doesn't like to just have extra money doing regular purchases that you were gonna do already and you're just getting money on top of that and it's free. So yeah, why not? So basically what Capital One Shopping is, let's say you open the app and it says, hey, if you download this game, you can, and you get to these levels, we'll give you money for it. I've done that a lot of times because I like playing games on my phone, and sometimes it gives me good games to play, and if I'm going to get money back for it, why not? Other times there can be offers saying like, hey, you can buy this one thing and we'll give you money back for it. I ended up wanting to purchase a Thera mask for my wife, and I saw an offer saying, hey, if you buy it, we'll give you $100 back. I was going to buy the thing anyways, so with that offer, I combined it together. I ended up getting $100 back. It maybe took like 2 to 3 months to actually have it hit my account, but it was $150 for a purchase I was already going to do. So then I took that $100, and there's a reward sections where you can redeem it for gift cards. I ended up redeeming it for a Sephora card so I can buy my wife a perfume. Right now I think I'm at like $45 or so, just off of like doing regular purchases that I do on a day-to-day or whenever, and playing the games that I do anyways on my phone because I'm bored sometimes and I just like to play games. So it's just like money that I'm getting just for doing normal things in my routine, like not having to go out of my way and do anything extra. So if you have a Capital One card and you've never heard of Capital One Shopping, get on that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying go apply for a Capital One card just so you can do this. Like, don't do that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if you have a card that already has certain things, maybe look into that. That's why I said it's kind of like a hit or a miss. Which brings us to our last but not least, number 5, paying yourself first. I saved this for last because this is actually one of the hardest things sometimes, paying yourself first. This step is extremely crucial and monumentally changing for your future. You know how I mentioned living the whole paycheck to paycheck and staying in this circle or cycle of feeling like you're stuck? Paying yourself first, along with all the other things that I mentioned before, will definitely help you change your future. So we're gonna say we have this person named Joe, and this person is paying their bills as soon as they get paid, which is cool, but then they end up splurging. Then when they feel satisfied or whatever, Joe decides, oh, I have a little bit of money left that I can save. But then the thought is, well, this is a little bit of money. What's the point of saving that? It's not going to really do anything. So then they just spend the rest of it until they get paid again, and the cycle just continues. So no money is saved because they're thinking, well, I don't have much to save, so why bother saving? So Joe's in that cycle. On the other hand, we have Catherine. Catherine gets paid and she pays her bills, and she thinks, before I do any entertainment or any outside additional spending that's not really necessary, I'm going to pay myself first. This looks different to everybody. I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be this way for you, but we're just going to use this example for Catherine. Catherine wants to put money immediately into her Roth IRA. Say it's January and her 2026 contributions is $7,500. If you don't know what a Roth IRA is, I advise you to look it up. Probably going to make a little video about it. It's very important that you know what it is so you can make a conscious decision on whether you want one or not. But yeah, Catherine wants to invest in her Roth IRA because she's like, oh, my future is so many years down the line. So if I invest in a Roth IRA, I can build wealth for myself as I get older. So $7,500 divided by 12 is $625. And then when you divide that, it becomes $312.50. So she's like, the moment I get paid, I'm going to put $312.50 into this Roth IRA. The rest of the money, fair game. Whether it's vacation, eating out, clothes, gas, entertainment, whatever it is, she can feel good about it because she already knows she put money to the side. So that way, when she does all her happy spending or whatever, she doesn't have to feel bad about not saving anything because she already did it on the front end. which is why it's so important to pay yourself first. That way you know what kind of wiggle room you have. So that's Catherine's plan, and that's just an example. It's different for everybody, but between Joe and Catherine, I think Catherine has the upper hand in terms of her future because she's saving and investing for the wealth down the line, whereas Joe, he's not knowing any better, and because he's in this cycle of not really paying attention and not caring, he's not seeing himself build wealth down the line because he's not saving right now. And that brings us to the end of this video. 5 money habits that changed the game for me completely. Hopefully you've gotten some good insight on this and learned something new, or maybe you have habits of your own that you'd like to share. So go ahead and drop it down below. I'd love to hear it, and maybe somebody else watching this video would love to learn about it too. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to water your garden. It's important. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.